So a good friend of mine showed me this video where someone was like trying to say the beeswax sucks for leveling and it's not the right thing to do. And I wanted to look at it myself. You know, I thought, you know what? Yeah, sure, let's look at this. Let's take an actual look at this. So there's some issues with what I saw. The person testing it, they definitely did some things wrong in my opinion. So I want to do things right and see how this goes. So there's some things. First off, I wanted to clarify something though. So I started to see this a lot where people are like, oh, this guy, he makes these videos, but his only concern is manipulating markets so that he can make money. I want you guys to know how dead-ass false that is. I am so burnt out on playing this game. I don't give a flying F anymore about any of this stuff. So, like, I've still got all my honey. By the way, that beeswax that I bought, okay? Where's that beeswax? It's in here somewhere. Oh, it's not in here. It's in my storage, I think. Here, let me find the beeswax real fast. Oh, yes. Here's my beeswax. I never made anything with it. I never sold it. I just sat on it. I didn't really care. I made the video to help you guys, and then I just walked away because I don't even care anymore about making money or any of this stuff. So look, here's the thing. I bought this stuff for less than a coin. Here's how much the beeswax goes for now. I want to show you something, okay? I could sell it for 4 to a buy order, or 5 if I tried to sell it. But you know what I'm going to do? Because I don't actually care about any of this. I'm going to drop it on the ground. I'm going to go to Brightwood. And I'm not coming back for more than 3 minutes, okay? Because I actually don't care. Just so you guys know, I don't manipulate markets or anything. A lot of times I do these videos and I end up sitting on the stuff forever and I never even deal with it anymore because I'm just too busy making videos to even care, okay? If I want money, I'm going to go farm money routes. I just wanted to clarify that because I know there's a lot of people who say that stuff and it's just so false, dude. It is so false. Alright, so I had to take a quick stop at Cutlass Keys to unload some items into storage so I can have more carry space. I now am down to 342. I'll come back and grab all my stuff later. So the route that I'm going to be doing is the better route. So here's a few issues I had. So the person that I saw that was saying that what I said was terrible, basically, they were doing the one in Reekwater without grabbing any other materials. Now, in my video, I basically said that if you're going to grab the honey trees in Reekwater, you need to combo it with my platinum money farming route, or else it's not very good because they're so spread out. But this person was there just grabbing honey trees. And I'll tell you right now, do not go and grab honey trees in Reekwater if you don't plan on grabbing literally any other resource while doing it. That'll definitely cost you. That'll be horrible. So if you are going to only grab honey trees and ignore literally everything else, which would be completely crazy to do, you're going to want to go between Willis Homestead and Forlac. Now, another issue that I had with what I saw was this person then went on to say that, well, then just make the stains, specifically this stain, oak stain, and he was like, you know, you can get 2,000 oil an hour or something, which is probably right. Yeah, that sounds right. But then it got into the issue, okay, but you got to buy the potent solvent. Okay, well, look, you guys, if we're going to be doing this the optimal way, first off, if we're going to do this the optimal way, why don't you just go farm wire fiber or something for like 5,000 an hour and just buy your materials, right? Like, if we're going to do it like that, then we just do what's optimal. Now, I'm going to make a furnishing guide finally sometime this week, hopefully in like a day or two, and then I'll be talking about all the optimal ways of doing everything and the materials you need and all that, so make sure to subscribe for that. But when I talked about farming that beeswax, I was just saying it for those players who don't like using the market, who just want to get their own stuff. So that was the whole reason I even mentioned it like that. But let's talk about it in the open way then. Okay, we're going to get beeswax and we're going to get materials. Well, then what? And then we're going to get those materials. We're going to use the beeswax, and we're going to sell the other materials to buy whatever is most efficient with those materials. Okay, if that's the case, then let's take a look at this route. So there's a route in Reekwater that, if you're on a low pop server, is going to be real nice because it's not going to be very crowded. It is near the Cave of Striped Death, runs all the way near the Raking Claw Den, and towards Fast Travel of Death's Delay. Now, I'm going to run this route for about an hour. There's honey all up on this hill. There's platinum. There's iron all throughout this. There's wire fiber. And I'm going to run this route. There's even some lightning beetles. You start up here. You run through here. I'm going to show you a map of this in just a second. But I just want to say that if we're going to be efficient on this, then we're going to see how much I make in an hour in beeswax, how much I make per hour with coins. So then what could I buy with those excess coins? What else could I do? You know, like, we're going to take a look at it from that perspective in this video. So, like I said, I'm going to run this for an hour. We'll see what I get. How much beeswax I get, how much wire fiber I get, how many legendary mats I get, how much iron I get, gems I get, platinum ore, etc. We're going to add it all up and see what happens. So I'm going to show you a map of this real fast, and we're going to look at that with all the locations marked. And then we're going to, I'm going to show you a little sped up version to see what the route looks like. It's a really short route. And then we're going to go on to see what I found and how much it was worth, how much beeswax I got. So here's a rough map of what I'm going to run. So this is honey, wire fiber, or beeswax, wire fiber, and iron ore, and platinum ore. I actually forgot about some over here. There's actually a few right in here you could grab too. So anyway, you start here. This is honey. We're going to go down here. I think it was platinum, then honey, and then iron, then honey, and then a platinum, and then a platinum, and then some honey, and a platinum, more platinum up here. Platinum, honey, honey, iron, honey. I don't remember, but there was honey and iron and stuff, and then honey, honey, more honey. You go down here, grab some wire fiber, ideal with some harvester clothes on. Come over here, wire fiber, if it's all here, and then grab like that. And then from there, you're going to get more honey, and there's some iron ore like right here, I think. And then from here, there's iron ore and platinum right here. There's platinum here, platinum here, platinum here, platinum here, which I forgot to mark. You come down here, and there's a path up the mountains right here, and you'll loop back in. Now, this cycle is actually not big enough for these materials, but the reason I was running it like this, the reason I run it like this, is because on a high population server, there are so many people running around Reekwater that what I was trying to do was, so some of these, like this one, respawns in like 6 minutes for some reason. So, and most of them don't, though. A lot of them respawn in 10 minutes, 12 minutes, whatever. But the main thing is I'm running this route about twice as fast as they respawn for the honey. Platinum respawns in like an hour, but the honey I get, it respawns in like 12 to 17 minutes, I think, and the route only takes like 6 minutes or 8 minutes or something. And the reason I do this is to crowd out other people who are also fighting me for the honey and beeswax and all that, because if I do that, then I mean, when you run this route on a high pop server, there are people running around everywhere, so you want to just do this to try to get as much beeswax and wire fiber as you possibly can. You want to get as many of them as you can when they first come off cooldown from a respawn. And the only way to do that is just to do a shorter cycle. And so you'll run the cycle, then the second time there'll barely be any, if any, of this stuff. And the next time there'll be some of them, and next time there'll be some of them, and then you'll get into a cycle of like every route, like half the route or a third of the route is filled or full or something. And you just keep going like that on 6-minute cycles or whatever, just trying to get as much as you can. That's the only way I can do it on my server, because I'm on a high pop server. On a low pop server, you have it all to yourself. You could add in other things like the orichalcum down here, or the like weird wood and moats and things over in these places. But for high pop server, I'm just gonna stick to this and get beeswax and wire fiber and iron. Well, I grinded that spot for around an hour, and I got 4 lightning beetles. Got scammed. I would rather had air modes. I got 15 blister weave, 1,448 wire fiber, 9 void metal, 12 fey iron, 2,000 iron ore, 600 platinum ore, some random gems when I got the platinum, including 3 brilliant onyx, which was worth a lot. I mean, pretty nice. And then I have a pristine jasper. Any of these cut ones I already had on me, so all the cut ones I already had those. But the pristine jasper was new. And then we have, way down here, 172 beeswax in an hour. And I could have had more, but there were people who were like, Reekwater's crowded as hell on a high pop server. So there are people coming and going all the time, grabbing random beeswax from the route. And same thing for the wire fiber and stuff. If you're on a low pop server, this spot could probably get you somewhere between 200 and 300 beeswax an hour, depending on how you farm it. It's pretty crazy. I think I got most of it though, so 200 to 250 an hour might be the max, but it's still crazy, man. Way better than the 30 beeswax that you might have heard on other videos, man. Like it's you can get a lot of beeswax an hour. Not just this route. There's other routes. There's one North Weavers. There's one north side of Reekwater. There's a route here. The only issue with the one by Forlac and Willett's Homestead was that on my server, at least, which is a high pop server, there were so many bots, dude. I was like, I'm gonna check out this one, you know, and it would have been good, but I literally in one cycle I ran into 5 bot scripts running around, and I was like, okay, dude, let's try somewhere else, I guess. But if you're on a low pop server, there might not be any bots, and then you could totally just do that and be really good.
Probably even better than this one, or at least about the same. This one's pretty darn good, though. This route right here was pretty darn good, especially because you can get other stuff, too, like wire fiber and whatnot. Well, let's take a look at some of this stuff. So there's also a trick that I was informed on after posting my last video. You can go to Powderhorn, and then right here click Beeswax, and it goes to Beeswax. So they're worth 5 apiece on my server. Blister Weaves come way down. It's at 33. And then wire fiber is not worth very much. It's worth 0.07. And then platinum ores come way up because platinums come way up. Platinum ore is worth almost 0.3. And then iron ore, well, that was not what I meant to do. Iron ore is at 0.2 on my server. It's up pretty high because I don't know, dude. There's like gold bots or some crazy stuff going on. I don't know. The price is going crazy on my server. But anyway, pretty crazy stuff. I'm gonna throw it on a notepad or a text editor. We're gonna add it all up and see what I got in the little bit of time. That's about an hour. Okay, so the Beeswax was worth almost 1,000. The Blister Weave was worth 500. Wire Five was worth 100. Platinum worth 177. Iron ore was 410. The Brilliant Onyx was 240. So honestly, I'm very surprised at how much I made. I feel like I know I could have made more if it wasn't such a crowded place. If I was on a low pop server, I could have gotten a lot more of these things, especially the legendary, whatever you call them, cloths, the wired fiber, and I could have gotten more platinum ore. But after the first cycle of platinum ore, I just stopped mining it because it has an hour respawn, and there were a few small ones that have respawned by the end, and I just ignored them. The iron ore, that's about how much I would get, though. Pretty much no one was grabbing it, so I got all of it. Brilliant Onyx was a lucky find, though, so that makes up for some of my how crowded it was when I was there. But all in all, though, it's surprisingly a good farm. I actually made 2,423 per hour if I was to do this, and it just kept up like that, and there wasn't a lot of competition and stuff. If there was no competition on my server, I probably would have made 3K an hour, maybe as high as 4K an hour, mainly because the wire fiber wasn't always there. And then depending on your server, you might get somewhere between 1.5K to 4K. It just depends on your prices, your server, and things. Maybe as low as 1K, maybe as high as 5K, but it's probably going to be in this range. It's not the craziest thing ever, but, you know, I made this video because, you know, there was a video that was saying that beeswax was garbage, and then showed a way. It's like, well, instead you get 2,000 oil an hour. And I was like, dude, if we can buy and sell and do stuff, well, how about we get the beeswax? How about instead of 30 an hour, we get 172 per hour, and then we also make 2,000, almost 2,000 after the beeswax, not 2,000, but, you know, 1,500 coins with the beeswax, and use that 1,500 coins to buy oil and pure solvent to level up your furnishing. So if you are going to use beeswax, you know, you want to use a route like this. There are other routes depending on what's crowded and what's not crowded, but just that other video, and it was saying you could only get 30 beeswax an hour, and I'm like, what? What? You can get, like, I don't know, as long as there's not an insane amount of competition, you can get an insane amount of beeswax an hour from some of these routes, like crazy amounts. Now, as for whatever, the video I saw, it said 600 hours at 30 beeswax per hour. So here, let me crunch those numbers real fast. All right, so here's some numbers I came up with. So to go from 100 to 200, you'll need 19,310 beeswax. And to go from 100 to 150, you need 2,671 beeswax. It takes 15 hours if you were to get it as fast as I was getting it. 15 hours to go from 100 to 150. And then 112 hours to go from 100 to 200. If you were doing the route that I was doing and it was working out like it was working for me, then I would have received 22,000 coins of extra money in those 15 hours to go to 150. And if I were to go the whole insane 112 hours, I would get 168,000 coins on my way from 100 to 200. So if you were even going to go this route, realistically, it wouldn't take this long, because by 40 hours or something, you'd have made, you know, like 60K or something, and then you could use that to buy oil and pure solvent to go the rest of the way to 200. Realistically, beeswax is probably best just to go to 150, and then from there, pure solvent may be better. But that wasn't the original point of my beeswax thing. My beeswax video was, it was the best recipe to like level up, basically. The best recipe you could just go buy. But it may not be better than pure solvent. We'll have to see. I'm going to make a full furniture guide at some point. I say every video, but I will at some point make it. And I'll go into real numbers of what you should do in every step. But 100 to 150 is not bad. And the main thing was, it's just another option. If you're on a low pop server and you can't even buy enough pure solvent and oil and stuff, this is something that you can farm at a reasonable rate. Like, I think the main thing is if you had the farm and you couldn't buy anything, then yeah, 112 hours sucks, but it would be better than farming the pure solvent and the oil. That would probably take longer, but maybe not, actually. I'd have to go check. But either way, I kind of just wanted to post this because that video people were showing me, and it was like, when I just heard the 30 beeswax an hour, I was like, dude, what? What? So I just wanted to address that. Now, I would actually link the video and share it with you guys, except the person was just so negative sounding. Like, honestly, if they would have been more like positive sounding, I would have linked the video and helped them out and stuff. But they were just so negative sounding and like indirectly calling me a scammer and stuff that I'm just like, nah. You guys can try to find it if you want, but I just wanted to address that, and I just made me think, that'd be a good video. I should show you guys a good beeswax farming route and show you guys what I meant about, dude, I really don't try to manipulate markets, man. I just try to give you guys whatever information I would have for myself, and I've played this game so much, I don't even do the things anymore. Like, I show you guys, I do a little bit to show you guys, and then I just walk away. Like, I can make so much more money doing some of these things that I show you guys, and I just don't, because I'm spending like 6 to 8 hours a day making videos most days, guys. I don't have time to scam people. I don't have time to manipulate markets, man. I just don't care. It's not worth my time anymore. I have an actual job. It's called YouTube. I just don't have time to go on this game and just be obsessed with making money anymore. Like, it was fun the first month, but that's also why the first month I didn't post many videos, because I was having fun manipulating the market, doing all sorts of crazy stuff. But not since early November have I even thought about it. It's just, I'm honestly doing all this for you guys. So I hope you guys appreciate it. If you don't appreciate it, that's fine too, honestly. I just appreciate the support from people who do support, and hopefully this math and these beeswax things help you out. It's maybe not the best beeswax farm in the game, but it's a pretty good farm. If you guys want to check that out, definitely a good farm for low pop servers. But now you know another interesting money route you can add to your farms, especially if you need beeswax to level up furnishing in New World.